Hello and welcome to The Federal. I'm Puneet Nicholas Yadav, the political editor of The Federal. Today, an anticlimax of sorts. We were told that the Congress will finally declare its chief minister for Kerala. It's been 10 long days since the election results. But after a crucial meeting of the Congress president, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, and the Lok Sabha leader of opposition, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, there was no announcement. I'm joined by my colleague, Rajiv Ramchandran, and senior journalist, Sarita Verma, who has been covering Kerala politics now for nearly 4 decades, to discuss what has been causing this long, inordinate delay in Kerala. And I'll start with Sarita. Let me, ask you about what are your thoughts. Today everyone thought that this whole long waiting period is going to come to an end, and I believe a lot of leaders, Congress leaders who were still in Kerala, had started reaching Thiruvananthapuram. In Delhi, it was a similar scenario. What has made it so difficult for the Congress to select a CM? You have 3 contenders. It looks like it's more of a difficult thing to select among those 3 than it was to fight the LDF.
I feel that Congress is proving that it is finding it difficult to handle a major victory than to handle a quashing defeat. Because it looks as if they were not prepared for the victory, prepared for such a comeback. Right now, they are facing an agony of choices. It's a question of, agony of abundance. So the High Command has, in effect, Congress High Command has created a very piquant situation in Kerala, where even after winning a humongous mandate, 3/4 of the UDF has commanded 3/4 of the votes. Even after that, it has not been able to, even 10 days after that, that's a record. 10 days, a whole countdown. Even after 10 days, they have not been able to come up with their chief minister candidate. It looks as if they had already pre-decided on one person before even before the election was announced, and only they were taken by surprise by the popular.
And that was a person who did not contest the elections. Do you mean Mr. Venugopal? Okay.
Venugopal. They had not taken people into confidence that they were going to put a person who was not in the arena into the Gandhi. So, not taking not taking the party to confidence, the party people to confidence, not taking the people to confidence had cost them this situation. That's what I feel. In fact, this usually the practice. True that usually it's a practice that the person with the largest number of mandate among the MLAs, among the Congress MLAs, becomes the chief minister. But there has been a situation previously during the Karunakaran's era when the people were Congress politicians were summoned to Delhi to ask whether he should be the chief minister. He should be removed from the chief minister's post. But then at that time, the party had veterans like Pranab to handle such a situation. Right now, the current crop of managers that Rahul Gandhi has are not appear to be incompetent to handle such a situation fast.
Right. Funnily enough, the person who would, under normal circumstances, be handling this situation for Rahul would have been Mr. KC Venugopal.
Yeah.
As the General Secretary organization, who now himself is one of the 3 contenders. So I'll come to Rajiv. Rajiv, three basic contenders whose names are being floated: Mr. V.D. Satheesan, uh, Mr. Ramesh Chennithala, and Mr. KC Venugopal. Three people, each of them and their supporters saying that they are the strongest possible choices for, possible choice for the leadership. But, the kind of public spectacle of this division that has been made, has it eclipsed the victory that the Congress, the UDF, had scored in Kerala? And what exactly is happening now in the state with these three people? Because if not today, tomorrow, they will still need to elect a chief minister. Is this going to make governing Kerala for whoever of these three, or maybe a dog, some other dark horse who's chosen, very difficult? What is it that you are picking up?
Actually, Puneet, the thing is, the Congress has been, in the past 10 years, this has been the most group plus era of Congress in Kerala, basically. That's what they claim. Actually, groupism in Kerala, Congress is not new, not at all new. The party has always functioned through organized internal groups from the period of K. Karnagaran and A.K. Antony, or even before that. Congress was eclipsed with these group equations. So now it's a little bit different. What we are seeing now is not part of that tradition. There were no groups, but this time it was not merely factionalism. It has multiple dimensions. There was you can see there was a strong social media mobilization behind VD Satheesan. He has been building up himself towards the elections. There were surveys, there were mass messaging after the elections to the party president and Rahul Gandhi. And at the same time, there was a visible, what we Keralites call flux war on the street, erecting flux boards of these leaders and so on. But these were not this was not the modus operandi of the groups existed back in the era of Karnagaran or A.K. Antony. This has an entire new dynamics after this, the taking over of V.D. Satheesan as the LOP and Venugopal from Delhi as the GSO. So the things have changed dramatically as far as the Congress is concerned. Now, it's very crucial that the Indian Union Muslim League, who is the second largest constituent in the UDF, are in a very powerful situation, a powerful place to even call the shots. Actually, they have been very vociferously advocating for VD Satheesan this time. So yesterday evening there was some information coming from Delhi that Rahul Gandhi has leaned towards KC Venugopal, and the majority of MLAs are favoring him. So the tilt is going towards Venugopal. But all of a sudden, today morning, IUML leadership had met in Malappuram, and they have decided to back Satheesan strongly. So the balance has been gone the other way. It seems like now. So this is not the usual factionalism or groupism as we in Kerala say. This has become a new era of factionalism inside the UDF, not only inside the Congress. So you must be having some more information from their Puneet, from Kharge's office, from RG's office, and the ACC. So what are they saying from Delhi?
See, what we've been hearing is right. So this is why, today's meeting was touted to be very important, that a final decision will be taken today. But naturally, that hasn't happened. Now, we're being told it's being deferred to tomorrow. The very fact that it has been deferred to tomorrow means that there are still unresolved issues. So you have essentially a situation where you've got public support on one side, MLA support on the other side, public support, ally support in favor of Mr. Satheesan. The High Command, or rather in this case, one of the Troika, or maybe, 4 people, if you include Priyanka Gandhi in the High Command, then one of them, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, firmly backing or supposedly firmly backing Mr. KC Venugopal, who also has majority support, roughly around 40, 42, 43 MLAs out of 63 Congress MLAs in the CLP. So it's that kind of a choice. And somewhere, lurking in between this is Kerala's perennially CM in waiting, Mr. Ramesh Chennithala, who's hoping that, if it is not Satheesan and not Venugopal, it might just be me this time finally. So I'll ask, Sarita, one thing, that with this kind of a divide that we're now seeing, is it also something that, the kind of support that we're seeing for Mr. V.D. Satheesan on social media, or, in the outpouring of anger against the Congress High Command, the posters that came up in Wayanad today, practically threatening Priyanka Gandhi that, we'll turn Wayanad into another Amethi the next time you contest from here, basically kind of, referring to Rahul Gandhi's loss from Amethi. And then the IOML also in its own way exerting pressure. Has that perhaps proven counterproductive for V.D. Satheesan? Do you think that it has spooked the leadership here, that, even before becoming the chief minister, this is a man who's showing this kind of, in the party terms, indiscipline and not listening to the High Command for restraint? Because the last time the 3 leaders were called to Delhi last week, Ramesh Chennithala, KC Venugopal and V.D. Satheesan, all 3 were told that this flex war must stop. And, tell your supporters to take it easy and we'll come to a consensus. Has V.D. Satheesan's aggressive push for himself proven to be counterproductive? Does it look like that?
I think it's a complex situation and a simple situation at the same time. Because complex, because I noticed that Rajiv had mentioned the word Muslim League calls the shots. That should be said, mentioned within code, because Muslim League has its hold on the High Command in 2 ways. One way is that it has a very good mandate. It has been participant in the. It has been an active participant in the UDF victory, not only in the number of seats that it scored, but it has also been instrumental in making wins of several Congress candidates in districts like Malappuram, Kasaragod, various places. And this has, it is tricky because it's tricky when you say that they're, and as you know, Wayanad where Priyanka is the MP. At the same time, it's tricky because when you say, especially people outside Kerala who do not know about IUML, Muslim League, they would feel that it's a kind of communal hold on. Gives the sense. This gives a wrong sense that this is a kind of communal hold on the Congress mandate. It is not, because IUML, although it has got a Muslim in their party's name, it is generally compared to all the rest of the parties in India, political parties in India. It's a secular party, and it has stood for secularism, and that is why it could command so much victory in several places where all communities are living in peace in Kerala. So they are the holders of the secular fabric, which was the architect of the UDF victory. So that is why they call the. So it's very so the way the Congress High Command interacts with the IUML is very sensitive issue for these two reasons. They cannot be soft. If they are too soft, they would the people outside Kerala. I mean, people who do not know, but they can allege that they are
Yeah, or as the
encouraging
BJP says, Muslim appeasement, and
yeah,
because that's the image that is painted beyond Kerala.
that is
Yeah,
one
Puneet.
problem. But at the
Yeah, carry
same
on.
time, but at the same time, at the same time, the Muslim League is only Muslim. I feel that the Muslim League is only voicing the mandate of the public, whom they have met during their electoral battle. Secondly, another difference in the faction war is that earlier, whenever there was a faction war, the Congress group war was there. That could be easily camouflaged because there was only the print media and the occasional television media. Uh, but right now that there is social media, the voice of the average people and also the Gen Z is also reflected actively in the social media, in Insta and tweets, in and flex. So whatever happens is on the whatever is the flex for is also happening in the social media also. The problem is that the high command is some of them, I don't know. Rahul Gandhi, I wouldn't say old and ancient, but at least some of them, the decision making people in the high command seems to be have a complete disconnect with what is going on in the social media, and how far it reflects the real world. I think the street was there is a strong sense of what is happening in the street and the social media.
Right. Rajiv, you wanted to make some point.
Yeah, this time I wanted to make a point. This was exactly I was trying to make out the IUML factor in this particular factional fight between Satish and KC. And in fact, Ramesh Chennithala is not part of the fight, I guess. Uh, this has become a fight between KC Venugopal and VD Satheesan. And interestingly, it was KC Venugopal who backed Satheesan for the LOP post when that fight arose between Ramesh Chennithala and Woman
Between
Chatti, and when they
Chennithala and
backed each
Satheesan,
other out.
right?
Yeah, then Ramesh Chennithala and Satheesan was in a tug of war. It was Venugopal who backed Satheesan. Now there is an interesting fact that this time Satheesan was very confident this time of winning the election. Not even confident. He was claiming that they would win 100 plus seats from the very beginning, and he even offered to go into a political exile if the UDF didn't manage to get 100 plus seats, and he proved to be absolutely right. And this time I met him on the polling eve, and he was talking to me on record and off the record, and he was making out his point that when he took over as the LOP in 2021, the Congress was in total disarray, and he managed to build it brick by brick by getting back all the sections of people of second community sections who deserted the UDF since 2001. He said that he managed to get the confidence of all these social groups, and he managed to expand the UDF into a UDF plus. He was saying that UDF is now not a confederation of some parties; it's a broader coalition of social groups also, aligning with the Congress and its allied parties, especially the Muslim League. Having said this, this time the identity politics and civil society groups also played a huge role. I would say civil society group, which was left-leaning for the 20 or 30 years, they contributed to this scale of victory for sure. So there
And
was
that was
also
that was primarily driven by VD Satheesan, is what you're suggesting.
Yeah, that was primarily driven by VD Satheesan. Not only that, the strong presence of Jamaat-e-Islami and their visible support was the difference this time. Jamaat-e-Islami used to support the left from the 90s. After the demolition of Babri Masjid, they used to support the left, not visibly, but in some sort of support, they managed to support the left for almost 2 decades, up to 2016, the least. It was in 2016 they started supporting the UDF in select constituencies. This time they were visibly supporting the UDF, and they were claiming that they are setting the agenda. So that's a very interesting point, and it is getting very clear that the BJP is pouncing on that point. You can see the criticism or opposition of the BJP of this upcoming UDF government, that this upcoming government is completely submissive uh, in front of the Jamaat-e-Islami or the Muslim elements, what they call the jihadists. So the Congress needs to tread carefully on this matter. That's the very crucial point of this particular juncture.
Right. Sarita, with regard to Mr. KC Venugopal, roughly 43 MLAs supporting him is what has been, is the number. That's the number that's been doing the rounds. It's, of course, not been confirmed by anybody in the party officially, but unofficially, that's what we've been told by various leaders who are privy to the discussions that happened at the CLP. Now, what I'd like to ask you is, Mr. KC Venugopal has largely been involved with central politics for the last several years, since 2009 when he moved to central politics. He's been a Delhi figure. He's not been involved with mobilization in Kerala per se. This election, it was more or less the same. He was neither the PCC president nor the LOP working there, nor working there for the last 5 years. But his position as General Secretary organization in the AICC, his proximity to Mr. Rahul Gandhi, these are obviously factors that have elevated him in stature. Now, can a case be made out that these 43 MLAs who are currently supporting Mr. KC Venugopal would perhaps not be on his side if Mr. Venugopal didn't come with that aura of being Rahul's man and, the High Command's man? If it was, say, hypothetically, the CLP was to cast a secret ballot to decide who they, each MLA favors, do you think this figure would have changed, or is he really someone who organizationally is very popular? What is your take on Mr. Venugopal?
Your question has the answer. Actually, VD Satheesan had asked when each MLA was being asked for his opinion when the Ajay Khan had come down here. At that time, VD Satheesan had asked for a secret ballot. He had said that if Deepa Das Munshi is not, he wanted Deepa Das Munshi, who is a representative of Venugopal, it should not be present during the discussion. But that High Command did not allow that provision. So the MLAs knew that when Deepa Das Munshi was present, immediately whatever they say would be reported back to Venugopal. So this makes the question is amply answered. They all know, not only because of the proximity with Rahul Gandhi, he was responsible of the candidature of many of the people. He was also responsible for facilitating funds for them from the states where he is also the High Command spokesperson. He was able to make election funds available for them. So they all feel naturally, some of them feel indebted to him. Some of them who are not monetarily indebted to him feel intimidated by the presence of Deepa Das Munshi, who will report back to him. And they have the feeling that ultimately, if Venugopal is going to be the chief minister, if right now, if Satheesan is becoming the chief minister, within a day or two, their loyalties will change. So it is not merely a question of proximity, the making of his capacity as a fundraiser. These are the, these people know which side of the bread is butter. That's all.
Right. So, Rajiv, I'll ask you.
I think this factor was probably not sufficiently reported to the High Command. To Rahul Gandhi, because Rahul Gandhi only sees the MLA, sees that the MLAs are supporting Venugopal, and Venugopal is his friend. So he never knew about the kind of larger command that Satheesan makes, and probably he also listened to his small set of sycophants. That is possible.
Right. So I'll ask Rajiv the last question, and then we can wrap up. Rajiv, 10 days, no answer so far. Now we're told we have to wait at least another day, and we might know tomorrow. But given these divisions that have now surfaced, it's become a public spectacle in terms of the people who voted, or even Congress workers. Has the Congress made it difficult for itself, so quickly after a massive victory of this sort, to move forward for the next 5 years? Because irrespective of who becomes the chief minister, there will now be this constant friction and perhaps also a fear in the mind of whoever is chosen that, maybe somewhere midterm, I don't know whether I'll even be able to complete these 5 years. We've seen that happen with Mr. A.K. Antony and Mr. Oman Chandy in the past, when the cost of overruling the popularity of a leader and imposing somebody else that the high command wants to send. So in that kind of a scenario, how do you see the challenges laid out for the Congress, even before they've actually formed the government?
If any one of these two, Satheesan or Venugopal, is made the CM, this is going to happen. The factionalism will come again. The factionalism they claim to have contained for the last 1 decade or so after the passing of K. Karunakaran. So it will definitely come back. So Satheesan, as of now, per se, Satheesan is not a mass leader as of now, but he is a mass leader in the making, and he is going at it very hard, and he is taking a page or two from the playbooks of V.S. Achyutanandan or even Mamata Banerjee of the West Bengal. So he is reaching out to the civil society. He is keeping those men close to him, and he is keeping a left image for him. See, he claims himself to be a Nehruvian left. Not many congressmen are claiming themselves as this in this era. So Satheesan is making all efforts to present him as a mass leader. He is following the path of the CPM stalwart V.S. Achyutanandan, and interestingly, he has got the backing of many who backed V.S. back in the days. So whoever comes to power in Kerala as chief minister, it's not going to be a walk in the park for him. It's going to be a tough time. If it is Satheesan, it would be better. He can manage, he can navigate through this. But if it is Venugopal, it will be the tougher for him. That's what I consider.
Whichever one it is, we'll have to first wait for an answer from the Congress High Command on who exactly it is who will be going to Kerala as the chief minister. We'll keep bringing you these updates, and as and when there is an announcement, we'll discuss that further. Thank you for logging in.